At the 2019 Geneva Motor Show, Alfa Romeo first unveiled a concept. It was designed to show what the future of Alfa was meant to be all about. They themselves said that they want to reinvent the sportiness that the brand has become renowned for while delivering all the authentic pleasure of driving an Alfa Romeo with a new electrified experience that blends potent performance and lower environmental impact. So I took a trip to Darlington to see how they've realised this concept whilst moving into the EV and hybrid market. Hi, I'm Marcus Bronzy, and today we're looking at the future of Alfa Romeo. So how far from this concept is the actual Tonale itself? Well, we got our hands on the Veloce spec, which is at the higher end of the price range, which of course we'll get to in just a bit. But first, let's talk about the car itself. One of the first things to stand out was the 3+3 light clusters at the front, which not only look good, but have adaptive driving beam which constantly adjusts the dipped headlights according to speed and specific driving conditions. The new floating Scudetto shield stands out with two main side air intakes, which together with the shield create what is known as the Tribolo. The Veloce boasts a dark V front bezel, Veloce badging and body kit, matte side and front inserts, gloss black window surrounds, and some privacy glass. If you follow the GT line, which runs from the headlights past the car's hips and the Electro Bichon logo on the rear left window, you get to quite a nice back end, which, like the concept car, has rear lights that curve in signs that passes from either side of the rear. The teledial alloy wheels, again from the concept car, feature on the production model. They are designed to replicate perforated telephone dial themes, and in fact, I think they look a lot better. The interior feels much more like it's designed for comfort than racing, but it's also quite practical as well. Comfort comes in the form of ventilated and heated front seats with options for Alcantara finishes and optional 14-speaker sound system by Harman Kardon. It's still a bit racy with its compact steering wheel that comes with hearty paddles and a digital dash which is not too cluttered. There are plenty of physical controls at the driver's disposal, but big effort has been put into adding top-level connectivity with the infotainment system, which is designed to offer over-the-air updates and integration with Amazon Alexa. As standard across the range, it comes equipped with a 10.25-inch touchscreen, DAB radio, Bluetooth navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Audio, and wireless charging pad. If you still fancy using a wire, then there are USB-A and C connections. It's a lot of tech, which actually brings this offering from Alfa Romeo up to the current standard of technology expected in vehicles today. At the back, it was a bit of a tight fit for my knees with the front seat adjusted for my 6'3" frame, but there was plenty of headroom. If you've got people in the car that are under 6 foot, then I think you can fit 4 or 5 people in there quite comfortably. In this model, the 60/40 split rear seats were also dressed in Alcantara leather and had access to their own USB-A and USB-C sockets. The 280 brake horsepower available on the Tonale comes from two sources. The front wheels are powered by a 180 horsepower 1.3 litre multi-air turbo petrol engine, and a 90 kilowatt electric motor on the rear axle produces the rest. So that means it's an all-wheel drive with a 6-speed automatic transmission that can knock out 0 to 60 in 6.2 seconds. It's also the most efficient Alfa Romeo ever, with CO2 emissions as low as 29 grams per kilometre. In full electric mode, WLTP says that you can get up to 47.8 miles, so that's a total range of 372 miles on a full tank and charge. The Tonale plug-in hybrid Q4 offers something called eSave via a button on the center console. Press that and it either maintains the battery or charges it via the use of the internal combustion engine. Battery save. Passive eSave maintains the state of charge of the battery, whilst battery charge, active eSave, charges the battery up to 3 selectable levels. This means the dynamic, natural and advanced efficiency settings, aka the DNA settings, kind of work like this. Dynamic uses both the electric motor and the internal combustion engine to make daily driving a more enjoyable vibe by sharpening the throttle response and adjusting the behavior of the transmission via higher upshifts, increasing regenerative power during deceleration and improving the torque delivery. Natural is designed to manage and use the system in the most efficient way, optimizing power and minimizing fuel consumption. Advanced efficiency is the electric-only drive mode, ideal for traveling in city centres with traffic and emission restrictions. The car drives in electric-only mode as long as there is sufficient charge in the battery, and the system automatically switches back to natural mode when the battery is completely flat or when maximum acceleration is required. I never thought I'd be saying this about a car, but the Tonale is the first ever vehicle to be equipped with an NFT digital certificate. Now, this is not just a flex for the sake of it, it also involves recording information from the car's electronic system to blockchain as proof that the car has been properly serviced when it comes time to sell. Alfa say, with the customer's consent, the NFT will record vehicle data, generating a certificate that can be used to assure others that the car has been properly maintained. Alfa Romeo's press release says, on the pre-owned car market, NFT certification represents an additional source of credibility for owners and dealers to count on. These features and spec are all great, and it might be the most technologically advanced Alfa Romeo on the market. But I'm respectfully not blown away by any of this technology because I've seen this in other vehicles before. In fact, I almost expect to see this level of tech in most vehicles of this class. But there's nothing wrong with being the last to the party when it comes to technology. It enables you to learn from the mistakes of others. It seems to have worked well for Apple and the iPhone, hasn't it? It also seems that Alfa Romeo have done this quite well, resulting in a pleasant infotainment experience, a pleasant drive, and a car that's packed full of technology that doesn't seem prototype-ish. It all works together well. But how does it drive?
So when it comes to the drive, it's a bit of a mixed experience. In some places I really like it, and that's because I'm a simple man. I'm a big man, which means I like to have space, and it definitely delivers in that factor. When it comes to putting my foot down, I don't know, it feels like sometimes the ratios are a little bit out of whack, and maybe I'm in the wrong part of the profile when it comes to being in the D, N or A side of things, but it feels like it's just happened right now. It feels like it kind of shifts into the gear maybe that is a bit lower than the one I need sometimes. Sometimes it's a bit higher. Maybe it's something that I need to get used to, but it just feels a little bit awkward. But when you do get going, it really does move. Even if the engine doesn't quite give me as much as a growl as I'd want because of its hybrid crossover nature. I do really like the technology here though. And I like a lot of tech, but I also like the tech to work for me, and I feel that happens once you jump in here. We've got a very intuitive UI, and it's also got a sat nav, which for once, I'd say for a long time, a lot of vehicles I've driven actually rivals my preference for Apple CarPlay in some ways. One thing I really like about it is the fact that when you're driving past petrol stations, it actually gives you an up-to-date number with regards to how much they're charging per litre out of petrol, which is something that is really important to know in the year 2023 and onwards, as petrol prices are creeping up at a really fast rate. In terms of the other tech, I like the fact that we've got buttons to press as well. I know a lot of people prefer to have all buttons, and it's, the kids, the youngsters, they like to have all touchscreen display, but I feel like there's a good mixture here. There's a lot of things you can access via the touchscreen display, but if you want to just hit a button and make the aircon a little bit cooler, or you want to hit another button and flip on your rear windscreen heater, or turn the fans up or down, you're good to go as well. It's comfortable, plenty of room for me to put a couple of drinks in, with a bit of storage space in the middle. All in all, it's a fun little drive. Before I get out and give this back to the guys at Alfa Romeo, I've got two little gripes about the interior, which I do love dearly, but one thing that really gets to me is the handbrake lever that you pull up. The light on it is white when it's activated. On a bright day, we couldn't tell whether the handbrake was up or not. I feel like if it was like a red light or maybe an orange, it would stand out a little bit more. And the second gripe that I've got about the interior is we've got this lovely volume roller on the left-hand side next to the gear stick, which turns the volume up and down. Great. Roll it up, volume up, roll it down, volume down. But on the steering wheel, we have a roller. And what's happened there? And what happens when I roll it is it tries to move the track forward or backwards, and to adjust the volume, you instead need to press a button. I'd rather have the roller like the roller on the left, volume up, volume down, instead of having to press a button. And those are two little gripes that I have about it.
The entry-level Tonale starts at about 40k, ramping up to 48 grand for the beefiest with a few stops along the way. All in all, I had fun driving Tonale, and it seems that Alfa Romeo are showing that they really want to make an effort in bringing themselves as a brand much closer to being in line with its competitors' electric and hybrid offerings. But this is just the beginning of their journey. There's still a long way to go. Electrification is coming, and Alfa Romeo would rather evolve than be extinct. I've been Marcus Bronzy. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and you can give us a follow over on Twitter at Marcus Bronzy, MarcusBronzy, Instagram and TikTok. We'll be with you soon. Peace.